As I record this video, Bitcoin is worth over $19,000 USD, a price not seen since 2017. It's pretty crazy to see that again. All-time highs are excitement machines, so naturally as Bitcoin approaches its all-time high, it can start revving that hype engine. Vroom, vroom. Nope. As Bitcoin moved up from $8,000 to $10,000 earlier this year, I've had an increasing number of people texting and asking me where and how to buy Bitcoin. Gotta love those Bitcoin booty calls. And since I have a lot of experience buying Bitcoin, we're gonna talk about it. Hey friends, I'm Andy. How you doing? Good to see ya. In this video, I will talk about what I think are the best places to buy Bitcoin for most people. I'll cover what the upsides and downsides to each option are. I will briefly show you how to use each one by actually buying some Bitcoin in this video. I'll cover the places I think you should avoid, and lastly, I will briefly cover what you should do after you purchase your Bitcoin. Now, what I won't be doing is talking about what Bitcoin is, or why you should or should not own some. That's a big topic for another video. Though I will give you my quick hot take, which is I think it's crazy to not have some exposure to Bitcoin if you care about investing your money. You'd also be crazy to not click that like button and subscribe to my channel. That one tiny investment in my channel provides pretty massive returns and exposure, getting this video out to more people. So please do it. Come on, click it. One last note, like I said, Bitcoin is currently worth around $19,000 USD. That can be intimidating for a lot of people, thinking they have to be buying one Bitcoin at a time. That sounds expensive. The great thing about Bitcoin is that you can buy it in tiny fractions, just like a lot of modern stock brokerages that allow you to buy pieces of stocks instead of the whole thing. This makes it much more accessible for people just getting started. All right, let's get into buying that digital gold. So first off, there are two main ways to buy Bitcoin, either through brokers or through trading platforms or exchanges. I'm going to focus on brokers as I think it's the much better and straightforward path for people who are new to buying Bitcoin. Trading platforms and exchanges can be difficult to understand how to deposit money, set buys in the order book, and just generally use. For an intermediate or advanced user, they are great. But again, I want a total crypto newbie to be able to jump right in. My number one choice and the place where I buy 99% of my Bitcoin is River Financial. River was founded in 2019, so it is very new, but they've been very quick to take the top spot on this list for me. The two biggest features that make them a great place to buy Bitcoin is one, they have recurring orders, and two, they have really low fees, especially when you're using recurring orders. When they first came onto the scene in 2019, being able to use recurring orders to dollar cost average purchase Bitcoin was a rarer feature. Rarer. Only a handful of services offered it. Now, many more offer this feature, but River still wins on fees a lot of the time. Tangent, in case you don't know, dollar cost averaging is when you buy regularly over time. You end up buying when the price is up and when it is down. The goal is to bring your overall purchase price down versus buying a single lump sum and trying to time the market. Now, there is a lot of evidence to say that lump sum purchasing, at least in the stock market, is a good thing, but I think dollar cost averaging, or DCA, wins mainly from a budgetary reasoning. It's easier to set aside and buy $500 to $1,000 of Bitcoin each month versus saving up $10,000 and doing a lump sum purchase for most people. Now, everyone is different, but I really like regular automatic purchases. When I'm not thinking about it, I'm investing. When I start thinking about it, I hesitate. Automatic is better for me. Automatic is good.
It's good. It's good. It's good.
The cool thing about River is that you get a discount on fees when you set up recurring orders. When you schedule recurring orders, you unlock a 20% discount in fees. They already have very competitive fees, but with the discount, they win. You can set up multiple recurring orders if you want. You can set them up as daily, weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly purchases. They don't have a mobile app, but they've stated on Twitter that they are working on a mobile app soon. Their web interface is excellent. It's super easy to use and looks great. There's a great overview page and performance charts. They are regularly adding features and other useful things. They have great security practices and philosophy. Now, I personally use a hardware wallet, more on this in a bit, to store my Bitcoin, but of the services I am covering, I would trust my Bitcoin with River Financial more than the others if you are the less than cautious type. A few downsides to River Financial is that they aren't in every state in the US yet. They are only in 30 states so far. They are regularly adding states as they complete all the regulatory steps required, so it's only a matter of time before they earn all 50 and beyond. However, if you're in a state they don't support yet, then River is kind of a non-starter for you. Like I said before, they don't currently have a mobile app, but this will hopefully change in the near future. This isn't a big deal for me as I prefer to buy my Bitcoin on my computer and don't store it with these services. However, if you're big into mobile purchases and you don't want to do it via a mobile web browser and prefer a native app, then River doesn't currently have you covered yet. And last downside is that they have an order minimum of $100. This might not be a downside to some people. It's not for me as my buys are usually much higher than this, but if you don't have much money and are wanting to buy a little Bitcoin, then it might be an issue for you. Okay, so let's buy some Bitcoin on River. Demo time right here. Okay, here we are on river.com. You simply create your account. Once you create your account with river.com, you just simply log in, you get your overview page. This is where you can open up multiple accounts, have multiple segmented savings accounts with River, etc. I just have one individual account with River, but there will be a big buy button, buy Bitcoin. Click on that. And like I said, the minimum is $100 is the purchase minimum you can do with River, and it will allow you to put it into whichever of the accounts you have open with them, choose your payment method. And you have this option down at the bottom, like I said earlier, is your recurring order discount option. So if you click that, you can then select, do I want daily, weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly? But the bigger thing here is you get 20% off fees when doing this. So let me turn that off for a second and preview my order. And you'll see that my $100 order has a $2.99 fee for purchasing. But if I go back and I turn on recurring, and let's say this is a weekly and I preview my order, it's actually $2.39. And of course, this continues to go up the higher up your purchases are, but you get that 20% discount regardless of what the purchase amount is. So for this one-time buy, I'm just gonna say $100, no recurring order, deposit to my individual account, I preview. Says my exchange rate is 19,166, which means I'm going to be purchasing 0.00506, etc. BTC. If I hit buy, it will purchase, process, and just like that, it's done. Hit close and it will be automatically reflected in your account. All right, let's jump back into the video. Next on my list is Cash App. Cash App is a mobile payments app developed by Square. Jack Dorsey, co-founder and CEO of Twitter, is the founder and CEO of Square. Cash App was originally built as a mobile payments app for sending person-to-person payments quickly and easily. However, in the past 2 years, they have added support for buying stocks and buying Bitcoin. Cash App is a great looking and super easy to use app. You can be up and running with the app very quickly. When it comes to buying Bitcoin, I think Cash App excels for people who are looking for an incredibly easy method of buying Bitcoin and who are looking to make smaller investments of $250 or less each time they buy. I say this because Cash App's minimum order amount for Bitcoin is just $1. $1 versus the $100 minimum of River. This is great for someone who is just wanting to dip their toes into Bitcoin, but only has a minimal amount of money to do so. On top of that great buy minimum amount, the fees on orders under $250 are fantastic. When you buy a dollar worth of Bitcoin, you pay just 3 cents. For a $100 order, you pay a $2.27 fee. Cash App stops being so economical once you get into the higher order amounts. For example, a $1,000 order through Cash App will have a fee of $17.66, versus a recurring $1,000 order through River would have just a fee of $11.82. $6 might not be a big deal for some for the convenience, but if you buy regularly, it does add up over time, and that's money you aren't getting to invest. Cash App lets you buy with a debit card or bank account. Like River, Cash App also supports recurring orders. However, there is no fee discount when setting it up. The recurring orders minimum amount is $10. You can set up these purchases on a daily, weekly, or bi-weekly basis. You can buy up to $100,000 a week, and you can sell an unlimited dollar amount. Another reason I say Cash App is great for smaller amounts, and a big downside if you're using it to buy larger amounts, is that you could only withdraw up to $2,000 of Bitcoin a day or up to $5,000 a week. So again, not a great option for big purchases unless you are okay with withdrawing it in smaller chunks. Okay, let's buy some BTC on the Cash App. Demo time, demo. Look at me buy. Once you create your account and get verified and download your Cash App itself, you should be confronted confronted. You should see this screen right here. If you go down at the very bottom, the fourth icon over on the right is a squiggly line, which is stocks and Bitcoin. Stocks, Bitcoin. If you click on the Bitcoin slider, you can see a little market chart here with the price, etc. But if you hit buy, it's very easy. Again, you can click one-time purchase, or you can change it to recurring order. We're just gonna do one-time purchase for now. And these are pre-filled amounts, but you can hit ... and put in a custom amount. We're gonna say $10. Hit next. Verify with thumbprint. And it's gonna tell you your funding source. It's gonna show you your exchange rate. It's gonna show me that my total Bitcoin purchase is $9.78, because my fee is only 22 cents versus Coinbase's 99-cent flat fee. For a total cost of $10, hit confirm. And it will confirm I just purchased 0.00512008 BTC. Done. And now it has been reflected in my account view. All right, let's get back to the video. Third on my list is Coinbase. Coinbase? This is by far the most popular choice I'm covering, and it's the most common go-to that most videos about buying Bitcoin suggest. It's not my number one, and I'll get into that, but let's start with what's good about Coinbase. First off, they have been around for a relatively long time. Coinbase was founded in 2012. They are established in the crypto space and are a pretty reputable company that's growing all the time. As of 2017, they have over 13 million users. Coinbase is super easy to use on the web and with their mobile app. This, along with them being a leader in the space, is the reason so many people recommend them. They have a great looking mobile app and web interface. It's pretty easy to use Coinbase, and they offer recurring orders but without the fee discounts. So why aren't they higher up on my list? I think Coinbase is fine, but it doesn't do what the other two options do as well as they do it. With River, you can save a lot on fees with recurring orders. And without recurring orders, River still has competitive rates. For smaller purchases of Bitcoin, Coinbase loses again to the Cash App, which saves a lot on fees on the low end, and I think also has a better app experience. Coinbase's flat fee of 99 cents for orders under $10 versus Cash App's scaling fees for small orders eats away at half your purchase if you bought the minimum allowed on Coinbase. Meaning if you buy $2 of Bitcoin with Coinbase, you only get $1.01 worth, versus buying $2 with the Cash App only costs a fee of 6 cents. Now these are tiny amounts, but for some people who only buy $1 to $5 a day or a week of Bitcoin, that's a huge difference. Also, Coinbase offers a bunch of cryptocurrencies to choose from, and this can be confusing. For example, you can buy one called Bitcoin Cash. This is not Bitcoin. Some people get confused and think it's a less expensive Bitcoin and get duped into buying this coin. So I don't love that it's a little confusing with all the currencies to choose from on Coinbase for brand new users. All that said, River still isn't available in every state in the US, so I wanted to include Coinbase to fill in the needs of those who can't take advantage of River yet. Coinbase will still win on fees over Cash App for larger purchases, so it's nice to have multiple options. Okay, let's buy some BTC on Coinbase. Demo time. So what we're gonna do now is demo Coinbase. So you launch your app, and once you create an account and download the app and log in, you should see this main screen. Then you're simply gonna click the two arrows pointing each different direction here in the middle. This is gonna be all your buy, sell, convert options. We're gonna click buy crypto with cash. We're gonna select Bitcoin, and up here at the top that says one-time purchase, you can click that. You can also select this to be a repeated or recurring buy. We're just gonna do one-time purchase for now. We're gonna buy $10 of Bitcoin funded from my bank account. We hit preview buy. Up here at the top, it's gonna tell me my exchange rate, which is 19,197 per Bitcoin. Payment method, I'm actually purchasing $9.01 worth of Bitcoin because my Coinbase fee is 99 cents. Like I said earlier, it is a flat fee for $10 or less, and there's another flat fee tier after that. But we hit buy now. Order was submitted, continue, and now it's reflected in my account, just like that. Okay, on to the video. I also want to quickly cover two popular and commonly suggested places to buy Bitcoin that I think you should avoid. Those would be Robinhood and PayPal, and let me explain why. Robinhood is a great place to buy individual stocks with no fees. They are a major disruptive force in moving the industry to easily accessible and no-fee asset trading. The app is excellent, easy to use, and very popular. On top of all that, you can buy some cryptocurrencies through them. So why are they on my list of places to avoid? The most basic reason is when you buy Bitcoin through Robinhood, you have very little control over it. You can buy and sell Bitcoin with Robinhood, but that's the full extent of the control you have. You cannot withdraw your Bitcoin from Robinhood to a more secure wallet. In fact, Robinhood gives you zero access to your Bitcoin wallet in the app. There's no way to get an address and deposit additional Bitcoin to Robinhood. Now you might think all this doesn't matter because all you want to do is buy some and then sell it later. And technically that's true. However, I suggest, number one, that you have a longer term view of buying Bitcoin, or any investment for that matter. But number two, I think you should consider the possibility that if anything changes with Robinhood, you could lose access to your Bitcoin. Maybe regulations change, or they change the rules. Maybe they go out of business. For whatever reason, they could turn off the selling feature and you could not sell your Bitcoin, you could not transfer it out, and maybe you could lose it forever. I like choices and I like control, and Robinhood does not give you either. So I don't recommend it for Bitcoin. I say all this for right now. They have stated they have a plan to enable withdrawals in the future, and if that happens, then my advice to avoid them will likely change too. Until that happens though, I will not recommend them. The other major player I think you should avoid buying from is PayPal. Now, it was major news that they recently announced support for buying and selling certain cryptocurrencies, namely Bitcoin. It's also massive news that they will be allowing crypto payments in all the places that they currently accept PayPal once they have tested it out, which will be amazing for continuing crypto adoption. However, PayPal is the same story as Robinhood. There is no control. In their help docs under withdrawals, they just suggest you sell your crypto and then withdraw the money if you want to withdraw your crypto. So really not ideal like Robinhood, and why I'm not ready to recommend people using PayPal to purchase crypto. Okay, I know this video is getting long, but I have one last bit of info that I think is important to at least briefly cover in this video, and that is how to keep your Bitcoin safe. The best way to keep your Bitcoin safe is with a device called a hardware wallet. The one I recommend to most people is called the Ledger. This is a device that securely stores the secret password or keys that give you access and ownership of your Bitcoin. This effectively keeps your Bitcoin secret keys safely stored offline, where it is way safer than keeping them online and susceptible to hackers. The device is easy to purchase, easy to set up and use, and is a great way to get started securely storing Bitcoin. The most important takeaway when using a hardware wallet is when you get your secret key, which is a series of words, that you keep these safe. You can lose your hardware wallet and still have access to your Bitcoin if you have safely stored your key phrases. However, if you lose your hardware wallet and your key phrases, then you will permanently lose access to your Bitcoin. This is very important, and they clearly and easily cover this when you're installing and setting up your wallet. I could get way more advanced with this, but I think it's best to keep it simple at first, and then you can dig into the much more advanced details once you start investing and learning more about Bitcoin. If you're buying your first ever amount of Bitcoin, then congrats. I hope this video was helpful, and I'll see you in the next one.